Wholeness, welcome to my channel. My name is Rashida Silvertree, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about manifestation again. Today's topic is be aware of cognitive dissonance or internal confusion. Okay. Recently, I had a conversation with an old acquaintance of mine, and before I get into that example, I want to say this. When we're manifesting, it's incredibly important to understand that the words you speak, the thoughts you think, the emotions that you feel, the actions that you commit and you take on, right? They are pivotal to placing you in alignment for what it is that you truly desire. Um, Meaning, for example, you want to become a doctor, then you're going to study all things pertaining to science that has everything to do with biology, with chemistry, with psychology, with wellness, with physical or the anatomy and physiology. You're going to want to study diseases. So that means you're going to have to place yourself in an environment to do that, to become a physician, to become a doctor. You want to become a musician. You have to put yourself in the atmosphere of performance, of mastering an instrument, of studying, music or becoming musically literate, right? Which is music theory. Understanding techniques, understanding dedication, understanding the importance of, performing and whatnot. Everything that we set out to do, that we desire to accomplish, already has a system in place. It already has certain ingredients that one must take on in order to manifest, right? And so recently I had a conversation that actually inspired this video with a male acquaintance of mine, a gentleman, and we've been friends for a really, 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 really long time, for over a decade. We met in our youth, well, in our 20s, and but we've always stayed in touch with each other throughout the years, and throughout life events and whatnot. And one of our conversations recently was about relationships, or, we're actually like in middle age now, where, people are adults our age are settling down, they're getting married, or divorcing. They're settling down, getting married, having children, buying homes, flourishing in their business, or in the middle of switching careers, right? Or just really big. It's the 30s and 40s in life. I feel like are like it's a pivotal. It's just as pivotal as in your 20s. But anyway, he got on the discussion of seeking and desiring a mate, like a life partner, right? A committed person who would stay, who would be committed to the connection and to building a family. And I'm not gonna try to. I'm gonna try to avoid to leave out the details of his backstory out of respect. But it just had me thinking while he was speaking to me. He was saying that he gave me a whole list of what he desired from this idealistic partner. But then his current lifestyle is nowhere near that, right? And that's all I'm gonna say out of respect. But that is what I mean by cognitive dissonance. It's like when someone has asthma but they smoke, right? Or what's a good example of cognitive dissonance? It's like something really drastic. Like, okay, you're wearing a mask, right? During COVID, everyone was wearing a mask, but you're sitting in your car, and you're the only person sitting in your car. Like, that to me is cognitive dissonance. There's no one around you to infect you with anything, but you're wearing a mask in your car, right? That's the type of behavior as a collective that we really, really, really struggle with. We don't place ourselves truly in alignment of what we desire. And I know the last two examples were kind of drastic, but hear me out, right? When we desire to let's say open up a business or to accomplish something, you have to get that energy vortex with you so that the subconscious mind can believe what you're telling it. And you can, there's many different practices. I do not automatic writing, but I call it my writing ritual, where you take your left hand, because the left hand is connected to, or your recessive hand is the hand that's connected to your subconscious mind. So you have your dominant hand, right? So I'm right-handed dominantly, but my recessive hand is my left, and that's the one that you would use for this writing exercise, right? Where you would write out in detail what you're desiring to manifest twice a day for 90 days, and so on and so forth, until it is manifested. This is a very powerful practice. It has worked with me. It's comes from Bob Proctor, I believe, and his practices, which he's probably gotten from other people and other systems. Everyone influences everyone, right? So I'm not going to sit here and claim that that's a practice that I created. No. All the practices that I've created are intuitively led, but they've come from somewhere else. But back onto the subject of, being aware of your own cognitive dissonance. When you say you're going to do something, but you're doing the exact opposite, that's not resonant. It's dissonant. It's two polar opposites fighting each other. That's your subconscious mind not really following what your heart is telling you, or what your mind is telling you, or what your body is telling you. For example, I'll use another example. When an individual, male or female, when they decide to, like, let's say, become sexually active, right? And they meet a partner, and that partner, it's like their ideal partner, is like the perfect person for them. Their mind is ready to move to the next step. The heart is ready to move to the next step. The body is not. The body is not prepared. The body it holds on to trauma, or to hurt, or to pain, or really horrible experiences, because the body keeps score, right? And so you go ahead, and that causes a cognitive dissonance, because your mind and your heart are like, yes, I want to enter into something intimate, enter into something physical with this person, to express my love to them, but the body isn't following, right? Or the other way around, your mind and heart isn't into the connection, at all, but the body is, right? And so it causes a dissonance, and so with this cognitive dissonance, it's almost like you're putting in a code in the universe, and you're saying, universe, this is what I want you to compute to me. This is what I want, and this is what I'm asking for. The universe is going to take all of your negative thoughts, all of your positive thoughts, because there is no positive or negative. It's non-dualistic. It just takes what's being given, and so it spews back at you what you put out, pretty much. And so when you're cognitively dissonant, what's produced in front of you is confusion. It's something that's half-assed. It makes you really doubt if you really wanted it to begin with. You have to give wholeheartedly. You can't give half-assed. You can't do things halfway. You have to commit fully in order to really get the fullness of what the universe, what your God, what source can provide for you. And just as another reminder, it's very important that with manifestation, we have to ask why are we asking for what we're asking for? Now, some people who are very much in the space of beingness, just be in the space of allowance, and that's cool. And that has a place in space, but you have to live intentionally. When you know your why, it really eliminates cognitive dissonance. You're forcing yourself to live to live and to manifest with integrity, with authenticity, as a sovereign being. When you ask yourself why you're seeking what you're seeking, why you're creating what you're creating, why you're thinking the way you're thinking, feeling the way you're thinking, committing actions the way you are committing them. It's very, very, very crucial. So that's the message. I don't want to keep this super long. I'm trying to shorten them because it's about quality, not quantity, okay? And so yeah, just let me know what you think about that. below. I love reading your comments. I love reading ones that don't agree or ones that do agree. It's all about sharing and caring and being respectful and just opening, helping each other expand beyond our limited perception. So again, be aware of your internal confusion that you're causing for yourself and you're wondering why things aren't panning out. It's within you, okay? All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.